day. The emperor, among those observing a moment of silence at a memorial in Tokyo. More than 18,000 people died. Nearly 500,000 people were displaced. It's a sad story, and at the same time, it's also an inspiring one. After her dog is brutally attacked at a doggy daycare center, a woman from Longmeadow is helping the change and charge to ensure that this never happens again.
Pampered Pets doggy daycare came recommended by a friend, but within 2 hours of Ollie being there, Amy got a call that Ollie had been injured and to come pick him up. He couldn't stand up because his leg was broken in 2 places, and he had about 100 punctures on his body. Veterinarians say Ollie had been attacked by at least 5 dogs. He underwent 3 surgeries, but died of complications 2 months later. Baxter and her daughter were heartbroken to find out Pampered Pets was unlicensed and had only 1 employee monitoring all the dogs that day. So she teamed up with her state rep, Brian Ash, to file a bill that would put statewide safety regulations in place for doggy daycares. It's called Ollie's Law. We just had to have something positive come of it. It was just the only way we could make sense of it and move on. Kim Tunnicliffe, WBZ, Boston News Radio.
Not Halloween, but nothing wrong with a tour of a haunted house anytime. We'll do that next at 9:51.
You have the app, but you have the story.
She claims her accelerator was stuck after they found her going about 115 miles per hour. Mine's gotten stuck many, many times. All right, let's check out the upper end of 128 now with Chris Connect.
Get the whole traffic story with traffic on the 3. Yeah, I get stuck all the time too, or I don't know how WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Forget everything you know about the time. This isn't your father's retirement. Times have changed, and someone should be taking the time to truly understand your financial situation. Our 365 retirement plan process designs custom strategies to help you pursue your unique retirement goals. The 365 retirement plan by Rubino and Manuel Partners works every day of the year, so you don't have to. Call us at 617-440-9365 or visit 365retirement.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisor Team. Insurance offered through our non-insurance agency.
Hey, it's Jeff Brown for Window Nation. That recent blast of winter cold didn't just test your patience, did it? It tested your home's windows, too. Did they fog up? Did they frost up? Could you feel the cold air coming in? Check, check, and check. You need new windows. But that's good news today, because Window Nation's virtual home show extravaganza is going on now. Get 2 free windows with every 2 you buy. There's no limit, no down payment, no payments, and no interest for the next 2 years. Don't put it off. Beat the spring rush. If your heat is on overdrive just to keep out the cold, you're wasting energy and you're wasting money. Call Window Nation today for these once-a-year savings. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and pay nothing for 2 full years. As a special bonus, call 866-90-NATION now and get a Nest thermostat with a house full of windows. Call today for this buy now, pay later offer. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
BJ's Wholesale Club is your stock-up go-to. Get a $25 BJ's gift card now when you spend $100 on brand-name essentials like Cascade, Tide, and Gillette. For more details, visit bjs.com or look for our flyer in club. BJ's, live generously.
9:53, big problems right out the door this morning, and in some respects it continues right now. We check in with Lori Grandy and the Subaru retailers of New England. All-wheel drive traffic on the 3s.
You know, Jeff, it certainly does. There was a fatal crash that happened last night about 8:40 there in East Boston on Route 1A. Those recon teams and also investigative teams who were out there all night long trying to figure out exactly what happened with this crash there. One of the vehicles actually was crushed in half right there. One of the vehicles hit a utility pole, and that's why they're still out there this morning making sure that the roadway is safe for everybody. So Route 1A southbound is closed off between Boardman Street and Bennington Street. Okay, there in East Boston, traffic is slow from Bell Circle to that point. Now, the Tobin Bridge is better. Still some heavy volume coming around the loop ramp, getting onto the Leverett Connector. The Leverett Connector, however, has yet to loosen up. Still tight coming off the 93, getting onto Storrow Drive. Northbound Expressway, just heavy now. Savin Hill to Columbia Road. Route 2 eastbound, by the way. Work crews out there once again today. Hey, it's a nice day. What the heck? Work outside. Right-hand lane is closed off. Route 2 eastbound at Route 60. Also, the on-ramp from Route 60 to Route 2 eastbound is closed as well. Lori Grandy, WBZ's traffic on the 3.
We check the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast now, and meteorologist Dean DeVore.
We are enjoying, already starting to see the brightening a little bit. Still pretty cloudy over most of the area, but I'm looking back, central and western Connecticut is really all sunny, and so is New York City now. So that sunshine, that warmth, and the breeze picking up this afternoon's temperatures going to make them run at a record of 67 at Logan Airport. I think some of the inland suburbs will get to near 70 today. The coastal communities, South Coast, Cape and the Islands, 50s for the most part. And then tomorrow, after a couple of showers early, not quite as mild, but still not bad. Lower 60s, city and inland, 50s on the Cape and the coast. Then it's chilling back into the 40s on Saturday. That's the coldest feeling day with a blustery wind and some sunshine. I think we're back closer to 50. It looks better now on Sunday. Keep an eye on this weekend, and looks like it stays dry the whole time. But this next couple of days, we're going to really enjoy. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Steve DeVore, WBZ, Boston News Radio.
50 in Boston. Good morning, 9:56. The power of social media. WBZ's Chris Fama has just one more example right now.
We're told a picture can say 1,000 words. Well, this one picture in particular launched tens of thousands of tweets.
We've never had so many likes no matter what we've done. It's like taking on a life of its own.
This photo captured the sign outside of Barrett's haunted mansion in Abbey, which reads, "We now deliver." That prompted speculation online. Can horror really make house calls? Turns out it can.
We put that up there when we started food to be delivered from the Abington Ale House.
Which Mary Barrett Costello also owns and sits on the same property. As for the haunted mansion, closed a season ago, they'll be open in 2021. And riding this wave of enthusiasm, Mary says they'll be ready.
I just can't wait. Just have a feeling it's going to be a phenomenal year.
Chris Fama, WBZ, Boston News Radio.
Spooky, right? The clouds are hanging tough, but you know what? The sun is eventually going to win out, and we shoot to 70 degrees here in Boston. Coming up on WBZ News Radio this morning, teachers now in to get a COVID vaccine from the state. Another murder charge has been reinstated in the trial of former Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin. And President Biden wins in Congress, now gets set for a victory lap. Details on those stories and much more up next with Laurie Kirby. Stay with us at 9:57.
How much is COVID-19 affecting your child's health emotionally, physically, and mentally? Take our quiz from the experts at Tufts Children's Hospital. Now at WBZ1030.com/help.
Selling your home can be personal and emotional. Trust the experts. Contact Steve McKenna of Gibson Sotheby's International Realty at yourhomeforsale.com. Hi, it's Anna of Your CBD Store in Needham. Visit us at Your CBD Store in Needham today.
Now open with free shipping, delivery, and curbside pickup. Call to order or order online. YourCBDStoreInNeedham.com.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life.
Okay, we got our piece of quartz.
For securities is only made by the NRIA private placement number and waited first.
Keep driving back home.
Future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net.
Okie dokie.
Margie Case from National Lumber, a third-generation family-owned business for over 80 years.
The legacy of our family business matters because when a person's spending a lot of money on their home, they want to know they're getting the right product for the right price. And they know that National Lumber will be there for them down the road.
We have the experts. We know our customers, builders and contractors. That's our expertise. We only offer what we can do better than anyone else. We want to make everyone proud to be part of the National Lumber family. At National Lumber, we make their success our first priority.
Visit a National Lumber store near you or call 800-370-WOOD or go to national-lumber.com. USAA insurance for busy moms like Kate. She's a veteran made of flexibility to balance work, home, and her hobbies. From starting the workday to finishing her latest do-it-yourself project. So when another car accidentally bumped into hers while she was running an errand, Kate didn't let a little fender bender put a dent in her schedule. With just a few taps on her USAA mobile app, she filed her claim and was back on track. USAA insurance has made the way members like Kate need it easy, and with savings that fit right into her budget, so she can get back to getting it all done. Wishing you could sing with USAA Auto Insurance. Get a quote today at USAA.com/auto. USAA, what you're made of, were made for. Ability to receive a quote depends on membership eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates.
She's Cindy Stumpo.
Shad Stumpo.
This Saturday night on Tough as Nails, Battling Addiction Part 3 with Megan Kenny.
Saturday night at 8 o'clock on WBZ News Radio 1030.
Sports now on WBZ News Radio.
Celtics expect to have Marcus Smart back from his lengthy absence when they tip off the second half of their season tonight in Brooklyn. Smart tore his calf January 30th and hasn't played since, and said it's been a different experience being injured during a pandemic.
It's been great. I got to spend more time with my family here in Boston at home. I got a new puppy. So, a new puppy, a new dog dad as well. I got 2 dogs now. So, just really spending time with my family and things like that. And doing the things that I love, and taking time to myself.
How's that different from being sidelined during a typical year?
It was hectic, even when you were hurt. You still had things you had to do. It was tough because now you can't go to a meeting or go do a clinic or something like that you might possibly have done when everything was normal. And you have a little bit more time to yourself, self-reflect, and like I said, focus on the things that are more important.
Smart's importance to the Fees, especially on defense, cannot be overstated. So it'll be a welcomed addition tonight. Adam Kaufman, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
10:13, back to the roads. The Super Retailers of New England. All-wheel drive traffic on the 3s. Good morning, Kevin.
Right, good morning there, Lori. Once again, we're going to start off here at East Boston. Southbound Route 1A still shut down here between Boardman Street and Bennington Street as utility crews are still on the scene from last night's fatal crash. The crash happened around 8:45 last night, involving a vehicle that smashed into and took down a utility pole. So these utility crews still on the scene there. Traffic southbound still back up into Revere, just about Bell Circle right now. But a lot of those secondary roadways still seeing a little extra volume. That's put a lot of extra pressure heading into downtown for this morning's commute, but I'm happy to say all these delays have pretty much eased out now. Got a nice ride on the Tobin Bridge coming inbound onto the loop ramp, Leverett down ramp, still a little company, but that's easing out very quickly. Lower deck Zaco Bridge now a nice ride heading into the O'Neill Tunnel. No troubles along the river roads. Up north here, Route 1 northbound, you're hung up into the work crews after Lowell Street in Peabody, heading up into that Danvers stretch. South of town, the expressway's looking pretty good both directions. This report sponsored by Indeed.com. Sometimes a hiring freeze happens because you can't find the right people. So follow the warming trend to Indeed. They have tools to help you find the quality candidates you need to help your business. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit. Kevin Brennan, WBZ's Traffic on the 3s.
Oh, it's a warming trend, Kevin. We're already up to 55 in Marshfield right now. And again, we could see 70 degrees by day's end. And it will stay pretty mild tonight and tomorrow as well. But we are looking at a chance of a little bit of rain this evening and tomorrow. We'll check that weekend weather for you coming up again in just about 10 minutes with Dean DeVore.
Live, local, and fiercely independent. This is WBZ News Radio.
Good morning. Here are the 5 things you need to know this Thursday at 10:15 now. Starting today, about 400,000 educators, child care workers, and school staffers are finally eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in Massachusetts. It comes as the state is set to launch a new pre-booking system for vaccine appointments starting tomorrow. Brand new site they hope will streamline the process. And with the deadline approaching, state lawmakers say they are ready to begin reviewing a bill from the governor on funding a new and better polio soldiers home. And a man was killed, a woman injured following a crash on Route 1A in East Boston last night, still hindering traffic today. Tonight is a major night for President Joe Biden. This will mark his first primetime national address. ABC's Andy Field with a preview of the president's speech as the nation remembers those lost a year ago.
The President's national address will discuss the nation's sacrifices, the more than 500,000 lives lost, the progress so far in vaccinating Americans against COVID. President Biden will also urge people not to let their guard down, to keep distancing and wearing a mask, despite a growing list of states saying they're no longer necessary. We'll also discuss his next plans to return the nation's economy to normal.
And we'll launch the next phase of the COVID response and explain what we will do as a government and what we'll ask of the American people.
year, this pandemic, more than 500,000 Americans have lost their lives during this pandemic. And it was a year ago today at a news conference that the World Health Organization Director General said this is now a pandemic. 1 year ago today.
We're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
And on the same day, in an address to the nation, former President Donald Trump said he was taking steps to stop the virus from spreading to the U.S.
To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
Governor Baker had already declared a state of emergency in Massachusetts the day prior. Well, airlines are now telling workers that planned furloughs will not be happening due to money coming from the new COVID relief package.
American Airlines CEO Doug Parker in a letter is telling his employees to tear up furlough warnings they got, saying furloughs are happily canceled. It comes after the airlines got $15 billion more in bailout money from the new COVID relief bill and an extension of the payroll support program. Because of low travel demand during the pandemic, without the federal money, airlines say they would have to lay off big chunks of their workforce. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Tennessee is now back open for business. Of course, we told you about Texas, but also Tennessee. A year after their lockdown, Governor Bill Lee tweeting the comment yesterday saying the state is looking forward to hosting spring breakers and summer road trippers. Without citing data, Lee said Tennessee is home to the #1 tourist destination in the U.S. Recently, Nashville became the second city in the nation to receive a safe travel designation from the Global Travel and Tourism Council. The South Shore restaurant is the Twitter sphere buzzing. Emily Beezy's Chris Fama tells us what all the commotion is about.
It was all a big misconception about the words on the sign out front of Barrett's Haunted Mansion, written in block letters. We now deliver.
Someone stopped and took a picture of it and threw this out there. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Fans of Fright did too, liking the tweet more than 150,000 times. Attention owner Mary Barrett Costello never expected.
Just blows me away. I'm not kidding. It's just crazy, and it has that much interest.
See, the message was put up for Mary's other business, the Abington Ale House and Grill, which is right next door. They deliver. But with all the excitement the mistake has generated for the Haunted Mansion,
Even though I don't have anything to deliver right now, guess what? I'm figuring something out as we speak.
Chris Farmer, WBZ, Boston News Radio.
The pandemic has changed a lot of things for business, but many have found salvation in going virtual. That's not likely to end completely as COVID restrictions are lifted. Heavily Busy TV's Mike LaCrosse with more.
Going virtual is now reality for many small businesses like Third Piece.
Business has changed, complete 180.
Owner Kristen Lambert closed her South End boutique in January. They now teach all of their knitting classes virtually and sell their products online.
First off, it's amazing it's been a year.
We also met Ed Harrison from the Waltham-based PR firm Inkhouse a year ago. We've adapted. Everyone we spoke with wants to get back into their office to a store, but they all agree going forward there will always be some sort of virtual component tied to their business.
The PR firm says they've worked hard to keep the office culture alive during the pandemic. All right, Elvis is back in the house. We'll have that story coming up next with Matt Shearer, also traffic and weather together. It's 10:21.
You have the app, but do you have the story? I've been doing traffic for 23 years. I have yet to see this one. We have an overhyped truck over on Soldiers Field Road. This truck driver actually turned...
The jury shouldn't decide a verdict based on clothing. Nobody should care what Americans think or don't about a video that they've seen or a series of videos. What matters is the jury's decision. The jury's decision ought to be based on the evidence, not on the lie. Let's start with Mark. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining us. You're first up on the Mike Allen Show. How are you?
Hey, Mike, I'm doing great. Thanks for taking the call. Listen, I just wanted to say, I think we need to be careful because I'm listening to you, and I've been listening to you for years, and I appreciate you. Okay, I don't always agree with you with your position or posture, but I respect you greatly, and I appreciate you that I think we need to be careful how we characterize, because you refer to these people who are protesting his death, I'm not going to call it a death. I'm going to call it a murder. Because if someone puts their knee on your neck for 8 minutes, you might be dead too. Okay. So I think,
and of course the problem with that, and let me inject something real quick. I don't want to cut you short. I want to have a long, good conversation with you because you're the kind of caller I love to talk to, and I'm grateful for your good faith effort to give me a point of view that you want me to hear, and I want to hear your point of view as well. We have absolutely no idea if the knee on the neck, which is as awful a thing as I've ever seen, killed him, contributed to his death, or had nothing to do with his death. We know he had a fatal level of fentanyl evidently in the system, according to the news reports. We'll find out if that's true or not. All I'm saying is the jury should get to decide that based on the evidence in front of them. And I would believe that you'd agree with me.
I do, but Mike, I think we just need to, sometimes we just need to consider the obvious. If I put my knee on your neck, that officer's over 200 pounds, okay? And George is a big man. Don't get me wrong, but if that same officer were to have his knee on your neck for that same amount of time, I don't care how fit you are, I don't care how good shape you're in, you would be dead as well.
Mark, that's pure conjecture. That's not a fact. That's conjecture. You have no idea. Mark,
you're going to give me a chance to talk.
Go ahead.
You said you're going to give me a chance to talk.
I am. But you're opining.
I got you. I'm with you.
Go ahead.
If your air supply is cut off like that,
he didn't die of a lack of air supply. Don't you know that? Do you know that he didn't die? He wasn't strangled? Do you know that?
Mike, let me ask you a question. No, it contributed.
Absolutely. And you know what? If it contributed to his death, and Mark, hear me. You're not hearing me. We're disagreeing, and we don't even have to disagree. It may have killed him. I don't know that it killed him, but it may have. The jury is going to listen. The jury is going to hear toxicology reports. They're going to get the autopsy. They're going to get the medical records. They're going to get testimony of the witnesses. In other words, you and I, expressing opinions, you think I would die if a knee was on my... I guarantee you, I don't know if you'll die if you have a knee in the back of your neck for 8 or 9 minutes. You're making an assumption. Maybe you're right. Well, that's all I'm saying. So let's not get distracted with that. Go ahead, continue on what we need to be careful about.
Yeah. All right. So I think we need to be careful about how we characterize what these people have. See, okay, let me share this with you. This is really important. Okay, and this is a foundational piece. The ugly underbelly of this whole issue is the dynamic of race. Okay?
Right.
It is the unsettled, unmitigated, unsolved challenge of America. We have failed to have the appropriate language to mitigate the discussion of race. Now,
and you know why? And you know why that is? You know why that is? Because there's too many people. Well, I got 2 minutes here, and I want to have an exchange here. Don't get defensive. Come on, let's talk. Let's talk for 2 seconds.
I'm not defensive.
You know? Okay. I know you'll never be finished because I got limited amount of time. You know why we have such a big challenge with race? There are too many bad faith actors who do not have an honest attempt to have a rational discussion and an honest discussion about race. That's a big problem.
Here's my point. I got it. I'm with you 100%. I'll wrap it up in less than 20 seconds.
Go ahead.
The problem with race in America is this. That when just walk with me here, when white people discuss race, they discuss it by incident.
Right.
That's where you begin. The Rodney King incident, the George Floyd incident,
That's fair.
the John Martin incident.
That's fair.
When black people discuss race, we begin with history.
Right. I got it.
Perspective of race.
I got it. I'm totally with you. And you know the other problem? The other problem is a white guy like me has no idea what it's like to spend a day in your shoes. I can think I know. I can say I know. I can say I'm empathetic, but I really don't know. And that's another big problem. But let's finish on this point. I'm going to ask you a question about being careful about we talk about Minneapolis. Are you disturbed by the prospect of mobs burning hundreds of buildings down, not only of George Floyd's death, but over the potential outcome of the verdict? Are
you disturbed by that?
I'm disturbed by any mob. I was disturbed by the mob at the Capitol.
Good.
By any mob.
Good. So you would, and are you disturbed by the idea that a jury may never give this guy a fair trial because they're terrified that if they don't say guilty, the city is going to get burned down and their houses might get targeted? Does that bother you?
Well, let me just say this. That is what you're saying right there is a speculation. And I would say to you this, that these verdicts have come down Rodney King on of not guilty for centuries in America.
Right. You know it's not speculation. You know it's not speculation. Hey, Mark, you know it's not speculation. 1,500 buildings got burned down after George Floyd died, right?
Okay.
That's speculation?
But we could take that discussion and this is what I'm saying. I don't want to go tit for tat point.
No, it's not tit for tat, but it's a very real part of this discussion, my friend, because when people burn buildings down, when they don't like an incident, as you put it, or history, as you put it, or an incident, as others have put it, that's a problem. You ought to face that problem head on, just like I want to face the problem of race relations head on as well. Good exchange, Mark. Call again, 800-6555.
Mike Gallagher.
Your source for local news. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It really is
eStoreNeedham.com.
Hi, I'm James Pratt from Basement Technologies. If you've ever had water in your basement, it's likely to happen again. So stop the madness and call 1-800-DizzyDog. Our patented waterproofing systems keep moisture out of your basement, giving you more living space and increasing the value of your home. Call 1-800-DizzyDog and keep your basement dry for good.
WBZ News Radio, where Boston hears it first.
Boston Mayor Marty Walsh asking everybody to remain cautious even as coronavirus cases continue to decline.
Appealing to people of Boston to do the right thing.
Residents still need to be vigilant and masked up to protect themselves and others from the virus.
Follow it as it unfolds on WBZ, Boston's News Radio. Celebrating 100 years of public service to New England, this is WBZ News Radio, an iHeart radio station.
Fog in Boston right now, mild 53, and we are warming up to possibly 70 degrees today as that sun pops out. It's 10:30, and the news is brought to you by Brookline Bank. It's banking well crafted. I'm Lori Kirby. Here's what's happening. President Biden getting set to deliver his first primetime address this evening to steer the nation into the next phase of the fight against COVID. This will be a moment to mourn the Americans who died and to inspire the rest to walk forward with optimism. A year ago today, the World Health Organization declared coronavirus a pandemic. Well, today, Dr. Fauci, who has served under President Trump and now President Biden, lamented the politics that came into play.
We had such divisiveness in our country that even simple common sense public health measures took on a political connotation. When people, if you wanted to wear a mask, you were on this side. If you wanted to stay in and avoid congregate settings, you were on this side.
More vaccines and more vaccine sites coming to the Commonwealth. CBS announcing today the launch of 34 additional sites where you can get the shot. There are now 85 locales in Bristol, Essex, Camden, Middlesex, Norfolk, Suffolk, Plymouth, and Worcester counties. You do have to book in advance. You can do that at the CBS website or by calling CBS customer service. Also, Target is joining the fight. The retail giant, the latest to start giving out shots in 17 states, including Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Encouraging news about one of the vaccines this morning. Here's
CBS's Tammy McCormick with a look at the new research. Pfizer says its vaccine could be 94% effective in preventing asymptomatic infections, which could significantly reduce transmission. This is based on studies in Israel and may prove the vaccine offers more protection than originally thought.
And 2 blood drives in honor of 2 special people, special especially to the community of Weymouth, have been announced. WBZ's Jim McKay with more.
The first will be held on March 24th in honor of Sergeant Michael Chesna, a Weymouth police officer who died in 2018 in the line of duty. It will take place at the Weymouth Elks Club. Sergeant Chesna was killed after being attacked during a call of an erratic driver. The other is for the mighty Quinn Waters, the heroic 5-year-old young boy who's fought cancer most of his life. His family announced recently that his cancer has returned. They said what helped him the most during his previous cancer bout was blood platelet transfusions, which he needed sometimes several times a day. The Weymouth Police Department will host that blood drive for the mighty Quinn on April 14th. And remember, you can always donate blood by scheduling a donation with the Red Cross. Jim McKay, WBZ Boston's News Radio.
And one South Shore family is asking for help in finding a sentimental ring. That story is next, right now, 10:33. The Subaru retailers of New England. All-wheel drive traffic on the 3s. Here's Kevin Brennan.
All right, Lori, over in Belmont we go this time. Route 2 eastbound, right lane work crews at Route 60 here in Belmont. Has that on-ramp from Frontage Road to Route 2 eastbound shut down today, so watch out for that. You're looking pretty good both directions on the Mass Pike between Framingham and Boston. In West Boylston, Route 190 southbound, you're going to get some reduced speeds through that ongoing bridge work here after exit 5. Downtown Worcester, not too bad along Route 290 in either direction. Downtown Boston, the same, pretty quiet now on the lower deck Stakem Bridge. Lever connector, still got a little company around the Garden Curve here. Airport tunnels and the river roads are looking pretty good. East Boston, southbound Route 1A still shut down here between Boardman Street down towards Bennington Street as utility crews still on scene from last night's fatal crash there. Expect detours and some delays here, although those delays are easing out fairly quickly.